Welcome to the second annual Beef Boys Halloween Extravaganza. Once again, we're going to be revealing our costumes. This is week 2. Each week we're going to feature a different set of costumes. And today I think we should kick off with arguably the greenest member from last week's episode, James the Frog Miller.
Let's go.
Okay. To see it.
So I had to, I lost a part of this costume over the years, I guess. So
The foreskin fell off.
Imagine me.
The foreskin attachment.
Imagine me. You'll know who I am, but imagine me if I went blind. That's the preface I'm gonna give it. Okay.
Are you Stevie Wonder or are you doing blackface?
We can only hope.
Okay.
He lost the face paint.
Blackface.
Yo! Let's go!
Allah Kadavra.
Yo!
Abracabinos.
Patronus, huh?
I love it. Then you've got the Morpheus shades. It's sort of you take the red pill, you come into the world of magic.
Exactly.
You take the blue pill, and you stay a Muggle forever.
I think they were supposed to be like John Lennon glasses, but they totally just look like blind Morpheus type beat. But
those are kind of epic.
All the
Let's
wizards.
Let's fucking go. All right, what is white, brown, and gay all over? It's Doplex.
That's me.
Doplex. Yo,
I'm the Brickster. I'm the Brickster. Courtney, put a picture of the Brickster up on screen.
Courtney, don't. Courtney, don't do it.
I'm the Brickster from Lego Island. He's
Oh!
a scared character.
That's
Dude,
so epic.
I don't know who the fuck that is, but it looks good as fuck.
It looks epic.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
put some effort into
I
it.
made this myself. I
Dude, that's
painted
so
the
epic.
shirt. I went out. I bought one of these gloves. I cut this mask to make it little.
Yeah, I was gonna
and
say, is that
stupid,
like
and-
makeup or that's fucking epic?
No, it's like a Zorro mask that I cut to only go around my eyes, and it kind of hurts.
I was gonna say, you look like Zorro, but I didn't want to kick off the episode with something that could be considered racist.
With racism.
Yeah. No, that looks good. I thought you were the Hamburglar.
Oh, that too. We could apply to both.
I also thought you were when you made that video about COVID, that music video, toward like the beginning of. I don't know why,
Right.
but
Oh, sure,
I don't
you're
know,
a
something-
COVID criminal.
The COVID criminal.
I am.
That
I'm
looks
a COVID
great.
Criminal. Thank
Give
you.
me a
Courtney,
you
color
want the
correct his
hamburger,
hand
but for
so it's
vaccines.
Yeah. No, for the virus. Give me your virus.
I'll
I'm a bug hunter.
You like that stupid vaccine thing that was on the was it Stephen Colbert's show? Do you guys
where
see
he
that?
dances for like 2 minutes or some shit.
Yeah, that's,
Oh,
and it's
I
really
saw
kind of dystopian.
Truly,
Anyway,
I like
let's move on.
Colbert a lot, but that was very ass.
Yeah, I like
Alright.
him too, but that was cringe. Anyway, who's white and Andrew all over? It's Andrew
Courtney, I'm gonna
James
cast
Miller.
a spell to bring him in.
All right, wait to
Allahu
cast it. No, wait to
Akbar.
cast it. All right, Courtney, wait to
Do you
do
need
it
another
so
one?
I can explain what my costume is a little. Everybody else got some prenups. That's not the right word.
Preamble.
Preamble. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Prenups
You're
work.
welcome.
So
Say the words.
I had spent. I mean, right before we recorded last week, I was desperate to find some costumes, and I had found everything and already had spent too much money at Spirit Halloween, which is a dumb name. It should be Spirit of Halloween. But
I agree.
I did not own this hat previously. I need that on the record.
Okay.
I
All right.
don't
So this
believe
is-
you.
It's a Nazi general.
Andrew's
hat.
coming out in the fucking clan outfit.
No, it's a clan fucking hood.
Let's go.
Just so you guys know.
I'm playing
I know I'm
Jonah
from
Hill
Virginia,
in-
but no,
in
wait.
Django Unchained. Okay.
All right.
Are you ready, Andrew?
Poof me in, James.
Poof me.
Allahu Akbar.
I'm a Miami Coke dealer or something, or
Hey.
Far Cry villain. We don't
Oh,
know.
that's
dude,
epic.
you look-
I
you
love
look
it.
cute.
You look good.
Yeah.
You rock that shirt, to be honest.
You do,
That
yeah.
suits you.
Big Lebowski.
dad. Bang. That's my favorite
Great
line
shit.
to quote from that movie.
It's so
For a
good.
second, I thought you were the guy from Fear and Loathing.
Yeah,
Like a
that was
split
also my
second.
guess.
But I like
That
it.
is
It's-
also.
it's
I do like the hat that
fantastic
you've always
concept.
owned as well that you used to wear.
Gordy,
before
put
everyone-
up
all of us told you.
the tags and the receipt, please.
Andrew's probably got like the highest scored Reddit account out of all of us, so put two and two together.
They actually send that to
Put
you
two
when
and
you hit
two
1,000
together, audience.
upvotes.
He replies to women on Twitter asking them if they're okay. He does mental health checks with women with 40,000 followers.
He hasn't got one reply yet, but he's hopeful
But
tomorrow's going to be the
hoping.
day.
He's
trying.
Andrew
He's
like
trying.
Andrew like replies to tweets about how dudes don't eat pussy, and he's like, I don't get it. I can eat pussy 24/7. Like breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
find the taste of pussy delectable.
And honestly, I'm kind of good at it from what I've heard.
And last but not least, many kudos. Unless he needs
All right.
a preamble.
Well, let me just introduce it real quick. You
Okay,
know how
okay.
last week I said that egg costume was part of a 2-part costume? I'll
I
give you one
fucking
guess
knew
what
you
the
were
Oh,
other.
is it the other part? Are you the shell now?
Is he gonna be bacon?
Let's go.
Bacon! Yo!
It's not a good
And
costume.
guys, he's naked under that.
I actually am.
Fuck yes.
What are you
My
gonna be
balls are
next
sticking
week?
to
Are you
this
gonna- are you
chair.
gonna become a big part
Ghost.
of a full balanced breakfast or whatever the saying
I did
is?
consider putting both on at once, but yeah, I'm not too sure because we're still in lockdown here, and I don't want to spend like $10 shipping on a $2 item. So
Yeah, understandable.
we'll see. Next week's gonna start getting weird, but
Something
for
came
now,
up
you
with
guys
that
are crushing it.
Can you cut holes where your nipples lay?
Oh, on this one, yeah, I guess I could.
Let's
I
take
mean,
a break.
it's kind of.
No, just
We did all. This is like a couple's costume, so I don't know if Emily
Yeah.
would like it if I exposed her.
She
Oh,
puts it on
Emily.
next
Emily was the
Halloween and
bake.
doesn't
That's very
notice it.
progressive of you. I thought she would have been.
Actually,
the-
we swapped multiple times in the night.
Oh,
Hey.
Just what we were a sexy breakfast because I had fishnets on, and so I started as a sexy egg, and then
Let's go.
I was a yeah. So I mean, I could be wearing fishnets right now. You wouldn't know.
That sounds like something
That's true.
British people eat. Hey, bro, let me get a fucking sexy breakfast.
I got a
Take
sexy
my blood
breakfast.
sausage like a fucking penis.
And it's just like feces rubbed on a peanut. They're like, it's
fucking
delicacy we
delicious,
enjoy
mate.
here.
My.
I will not stand for the slandering of British food. British food is delicious.
No, British food
It's
kind of
just piss
slapping.
blended with fucking RC cola.
Oh, whatever, Taco Bell. Let's move on.
Courtney, put
This
up a
is a
picture
sprinkle
of
mixer.
good British food. She just puts up like
Don't-
fucking pudding.
Image
Don't not
not
put up
found.
anything. No, no.
Media offline.
Yeah, media offline.
And that's perfectly timed. I'm gonna push my sound effects with my wand today.
Great choice. The gentleman's method.
Thank you.
Ah, yes.
All right,
I
kudos, what do you
know
wanna
I
talk
thought of
about?
earlier.
Yeah,
Uh,
kudos. What's troubling you?
Here's what's grinding my gears this week.
Oh,
I was thinking about
shit.
this
Gears are
earlier.
grinded.
Do you guys have any funny memories of guys at your school, or maybe even you, who use creative methods to get high or drunk because they were too young to acquire actual methods to do either of those?
Yes.
Because kids get desperate and also are dumb. The two I remember was there was one kid who tried to get drunk drinking vanilla essence. If you don't know, vanilla essence has
What?
like a very small fraction of alcohol in it. I want to say
Oh.
1%, but also a vanilla essence bottle is like this big.
What?
And they'll sell that to kids because it's like not, I guess there's like quantities of alcohol
Right.
that, But yeah, I remember him saying, like, yeah, we're going to buy some vanilla essence and get fucked up. And I was like, sweet,
That is
dude.
disgusting.
Literally, the smell of like raw vanilla like turns my stomach over.
Yeah.
It's like too. And I'm yeah. Like,
But you
nothing
get
does that.
fucked up.
Dude. Why doesn't he just drink fucking like isopropyl alcohol or some shit? He might get cancer.
I guess
but
he
at
didn't
least
have
he'll get
that.
drunk faster.
I guess I didn't have access to ISIS alcohol. That was one.
What
Another
was the
time my
other
friend
one?
walked in. My friend walked in on his brother trying to smoke lettuce.
Lettuce.
Come on.
Not euphemism, just literal like.
Like, did someone like grind it up and lie to him like oregano and said it was weed, or he had like a stalk of lettuce just like hanging out of his mouth?
You know, let's say it was the first one just to get some dignity, but it might have been the second.
Dude,
Oh, you're just
That
lighting
is
it on fire,
epic.
just inhaling the fumes.
how old is he?
Yeah.
'Cause
My
that's
friend
some,
and I
that's
smoked
some shit.
catnip.
What?
Like what?
What
Say that
the
again.
Fuck.
My friend and I, we smoked catnip.
I'm gonna head out.
That was
Yes.
Cody, leave that in.
That was Duplex's brain when he was smoking catnip.
Yeah. Well, I think I told you guys this story, but it was my friend Eddie who I moved to Mexico with, and
Eddie,
we
we're
just,
back.
we
Let's
were young,
go.
we would do like stupid fucking shit, just be like, oh yeah, if we mix a bunch of nutmeg with some lemonade, we'll get fucking high. But like, it never worked, so we were just drinking shitty ass lemonade.
Yeah.
But like one time we had a thing of catnip and we like put it in a pipe and we smoked it, and what's funny is the neighbor underneath us, he had this van that was like beneathly below. So we were on the second story, and like the railing outside of our front door, the guy parked his van there, and Eddie would vomit on his van like, on a nightly basis.
I think you told us that one.
Yeah, I think I did, yeah. But
So
one of those
epic.
times was because we smoked catnip, trying to see what it would do, and he just fucking yacked all
Well, it
over
works
this
for
dude's van.
cats.
He gets the cats high. I want to be a cat.
Isn't it weird that like?
Bro, why are you?
Isn't it weird that as a society, like even people who are staunchly against weed are like, yeah, give cats catnip, fuck it. Like
Yeah.
it's as long as it's like not humans, people are like, eh.
Get him high.
Yeah, get that
Let him have
pussy
some fun.
zooted.
Dude, catnip gets them fucked up as well. You see them
Dude.
go like dummy mode, like they're getting,
Yeah.
like they're the chipmunk getting the best head. They're like,
Yeah, everyone's like, that's cat weed. That shit is like fucking cat like nitrous or
It's like
whatever.
cat
like,
crack.
People used to like
Yeah,
fucking
Oh,
suck
yeah,
out of
cat-
an air can.
cat nangs.
yeah.
Yeah, cat
Cat
nangs.
Viagra.
Fucking
And you give it, people give it to them when they're kittens. It's like imagine going to a baby and be like,
Hey,
toke
start 'em
up,
young.
child.
Start 'em, yeah.
But yeah, do you guys have any others?
Andrew, you go. I gotta think.
And you grew up in like the country version of the hood. You must have had some interesting ones.
Yeah, well, so,
Hey, you
the
probably
thing
drank
is,
some
I just don't-
moonshine.
Yeah, I mean, moonshine is a perfectly normal way to get drunk.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Wait, just pause real quick because I'm curious. I always thought moonshine was like this crazy, like illegal. I mostly solidified because of Red Dead 2, you know, with like the moonshine farms or whatever. But
Yeah.
like, I don't. I always thought moonshine was something people like made in like their
It's a-
fucking shed.
No, yeah. So it is, but then it kind of became like a type of alcohol. It's just an incredibly
It's super
undistilled, like I think it's like 80%, whereas like vodka and rum and gin and you know any normal alcohol is like anywhere between 40 and
Yeah.
50 unless you get like a boosted proof. But like it's
Well,
only
'cause I
illegal.
looked
It's
into
only
it.
illegal to like make it yourself and then sell it because everywhere in the entire country you need a liquor license to sell hard liquor. Certain
Yeah.
states you can sell beer and wine without a license. Certain states you need one. So like you can make all your own fucking moonshine and get fucked off it, but you just can't sell it to someone or like.
Sure.
I don't even think you can like give it to other people as like a gift or some shit. You can just use it at your own house. That's it.
I don't know if I'd want
'cause
to.
I
Anyway,
looked-
that shit makes people go blind sometimes. You're not gonna have a
Bro,
lawsuit on your
I've
hands.
drank
Yeah.
moonshine many a
Yeah.
time. That shit is fucking popping.
Yeah, now look at you. You're fucking wearing blind shades.
Bro, let's go. Fucking
But because I looked into moonshine because I was like, what is it? You know, like, you know, other alcohols are made of like corn or wheat, or, you know, like they're made of
Right.
specific things. And I looked it up, and according to Wikipedia, moonshine is just a term used for any illegal alcohol, apparently.
Oh, so
But-
it's
but
a
then it's-
specific thing.
no, yeah.
Yeah, so because it used to just be whatever the fuck you get away with during Prohibition times, which I think is why you get that from Red Dead, because that was probably during a time when it was you know,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
like people were making it in bathtubs and fucking back alley swamps and shit.
It's just that it was
But,
characteristically really
I've been learned.
really like raw undistilled alcohol. So like the main characteristic is that it's like there's a shit ton of alcohol left in it. So like now moonshine is mostly coined only if it's like some shit with like 70+% alcohol, which is like insane.
Yeah. So if I turn my piss into moonshine or like alcohol, I can
that's
call that
Jenkum.
moonshine.
I don't know if you can
if
do
you
that.
want to.
What's that?
Have you not had a Jenkum? Jenkum's that shit where it's like people piss and shit in a bag and let it fucking rot and ferment, and then you breathe the fumes that come off, and it's meant to make you high. I think Wang did a video on it.
That's like what I did when I farted in that cup. Andrew, did you do?
That's what you did when you farted in your girlfriend's face that time.
I
you
farted in my cup. Yeah, she got high.
She's like,
Damn! She farted on my
Mommy, pick me
dick.
up. I'm high from his farts. Andrew, did
can
you
someone
ever do
remix that
anything
song so
crazy?
it's about James farting in his girlfriend's face mid-head? From her
Can we get that
POV.
animated?
Yeah.
Damn!
I saw a
Damn.
video
Andrew.
recently that was about like the history of alcohol, and apparently until we had distillation, which was only like 300 or 400 years ago, the max, I guess like the enzymes that make alcohol die off after a certain percentage. So like the highest alcohol we had for like fucking forever was only like 20 or 30%. So those guys back in, Roman times had to drink a lot to get litmus.
Did you know that almost all water in like
Yeah,
most cities
that was
and
boring.
shit that
Courtney,
didn't
cut
have...
that.
No,
Next
I thought
bit.
that is
Courtney,
that's
make that,
interesting.
make
Did
that
you
the,
shut
my
the
hard
fuck
cut
up?
back.
Kudos, that was interesting, and I found out an interesting thing recently. I'm sorry, Andrew. That you can go in 1 second. I found an interesting thing that's related to that. In most cities, up until like a few hundred years ago, when we could like clean water, they didn't have if the city didn't have access to like ground wells and shit, which most didn't. They would actually have like all water served in like restaurants and bars, and I think the water that you would like drink in your own house, you either like cooked so it was clean, like you boiled it or whatever, or it had like 1% alcohol in it. It would just be like a
small beer.
super light. Yeah, it would be like a super lightly distilled like ale or some shit. It was like 1% alcohol in water, and that would just be just enough to kill off all the germs and shit, and you would get like this really light, persistent, just like little tiny buzz.
So I've heard. So quick aside. Sorry, Andrew. Eat shit. Apparently, one of the things. So the way we distilled water that was how like in the West we distilled water. We made small beer, which was just super weak alcohol that was enough to make it drinkable. And apparently in the East, obviously what they drank was tea. Because in the process of boiling tea, you kill any enzymes. And so one of the theories as to why the West managed to navigate the world before people in China did, because obviously China had like really crazy advancements in technology, but they didn't quite get to like navigating the seas until like a wee bit after we did. And the reason for that is because we were more piss cunts. They were really hooked on tea and making China, and we were hooked on making wine and piss. And so we did more stuff with. So I'm describing this fucking awfully.
No.
We've had wine for ages, right? And wine is fucking beautiful to look at. It's this amazing red, like purpley color.
Right.
And so we like wanted to look at the wine, whereas tea's like fucking tea. So you just put that in a cup, whatever. So apparently, like we got into glass bending and shit earlier because we wanted to make cool glasses to put our wine in. And in doing that, that's how we learned about like lenses and refraction. And through that, we were able to make telescopes earlier. It's all theory, obviously,
What
but
the fuck?
allegedly it's because
That's
we
actually-
And then we
loved
could sail
wine
the
and
seas
alcohol
and
so
use
much.
astronomy.
Exactly, yeah.
That's
We managed to nail that down. Whereas in China, China was really good at nailing, China, obviously, they were really good at pottery and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Instead, and one of the theories is, because of alcohol. So anyway,
Everything
shout out
in
to
human
alcohol.
history is about alcohol, sex, and drugs.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah, that's
Hell
facts.
yeah.
I bet you never thought you'd learn something here on Beef Boys, dude.
Yeah, you fucking
Actually, yeah, good point.
idiots.
Courtney, cut all that.
Fucking stupid ass.
All right,
Anyway,
Andrew, what
Andrew.
the fuck were you gonna say?
Yeah, what kind of meth did your?
I didn't even know if you had a
backyard boys
story.
do?
I didn't. Yeah, what meth were you doing? Blue or white?
So
pink.
I can't think of anything too weird, but I mean, I know people for sure were huffing paint.
Oh, really?
Fairly, I would hear people talking about it, be like, "Yo, we huff paint, bro." You get. I was always like, "That's nice. Keep up."
That's
keep
questionable.
That up, guys. And then
What are those guys doing these days?
Andrew was the nerd.
And then there was another
Andrew.
kid. We were heading to some tennis match, and one of the dudes who was a senior was in the back of the bus. He's like, "Does anybody have a textbook?" And this was like one of the short buses that, you know, sometimes if you had a small sports team, they wouldn't use like the full
Sure,
bus
like the
to go
van.
somewhere.
kind
I went to
Yeah.
school on a short bus.
Hell yeah, brother.
of-
If
And
anybody
we're
had
back.
a textbook, and we're back. He asked if anybody had a textbook, and my buddy George was like, "Yeah," and he handed him the book, and he just whips out this tiny little pill, and crushes it up in the book, rolls up a 20, and then
What the fuck?
we were all like, "Hey, what?"
What was the pill?
What the fuck?
I
High
don't
fever
know
medicine?
what it was. I have to imagine it was something like Adderall or something goofy.
It was like
But
a
Paracet-
he was like-
paracetamol.
Pepto
Probably a
Bismol.
Xan or some
There's a
shit.
Flintstone gummy.
he was jittery as fuck and like
hurts.
zoned in when we got to the tennis match. I was like, this man juicing for high school tennis.
That's fucking wild.
He's queefing and beefing. Fuck yeah.
I don't think I have one. I don't think I have one because me and my friends and most of the people in our school like had access to alcohol by like 13. Like most people's parents and like older siblings would just like cop it for us. And
Actually, that's a good question. If you guys drank underage, where did you get it from? Because I was thinking about this recently as well.
I got it from my friend Jerry's mom, my friend Kenny's dad, and our friend Vinny's older sister. And
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
it is epic. But I remember one time. This reminded me of it. It's not really like any. Oh, my sister's boyfriend used to grow salvia in his shed, but I think I said that.
Hello, let's go.
Wait, he grew salvia? I thought salvia was like incense.
Salvia is like
What? No,
a Mexican
salvia's like-
tripping weed.
Yeah, the salvia is
Oh,
like
I'm thinking
uber
of,
weed.
spice. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
thinking of
no.
spice.
Yeah, he grew salvia
Yeah,
in his
salvia's
shed.
like
He
that
told his
legal
parents he
shit.
had a lizard, but he just had a heat lamp and salvia.
When you were a guy who grew weed, he had like a weed plant on his windowsill, and his mum was like, "What is this?" And he's like, "It's a tomato."
Yo, that just reminded me. My house got raided by the police once. Like
What the fuck?
Like me and my family, because me and my family used so much fucking power because our house was like 120 years old or some shit, and it was just
Yeah.
wired.
Oh, they thought
so
you had
poorly.
hydroponics.
Yeah, we used so much fucking power, and it was like kind of big, and we all had like fucking computers going all the time. So like we used so
Yeah.
much fucking power, they raided our house and like searched it for like a weed farm. It's fucking wild.
Yo,
Like they didn't like
actually,
kick
crazy.
in the door and try and kill us, but like they just showed up and were like, "We need to search your house now, warrant." And it was like,
That's such a weird reason.
"Mom,
Quick side.
my
So do you mind
sock."
if I butt in this? We found a lot of porn. None of it is
No.
illegal, but this is a substantial amount.
We found
We
this
found a
sock.
lot of Sonichu porn."
Dude, I
Why are all
remember.
these
What,
kids locked in the basement.
that reminds me of two quick stories. I remember my dad got into like pirating kind of early. He was like
Dude, my
he was a
dad
tech
too.
whiz. Yeah, but like I remember one time the cops showed up for like just some unrelated shit. Like I don't know, I think that there was like a crash on the like road outside our place because we lived in the country.
Son.
And they were like, "Oh, did you see
care of
anything?" We just
these.
kept, and I was terrified they were going to come and check our hard
Napoleon
drives, and my dad was going to get
Dynamite on
arrested. Yeah. But another time
I'll
we
be back
we
soon.
lived on a farm, and we had this wool shed, which is like where they shear sheep and stuff. And we didn't use it for that or whatever. But I think my dad was like doing it up so it could be used as like a space. And he was cleaning out like the ceiling, and he found a bunch of asbestos, which is very fucking
Yeah.
these days we know very dangerous. And he also found a bunch of like drug paraphernalia, like spoons and fucking lighters and like needles and shit.
Let's fucking
And he
go.
was like, "What the fuck?" So he
He's
killed.
like,
I think
"Son,
he
get lit."
let's get into it.
Son,
No, I
give me
think-
your
Let's
arm.
smoke this asbestos.
I think what we had to do is he had to call, because my dad like knew he has like his asbestos license, which is a funny concept. But like he
How
knows
do you
what to
get
do.
that? You just
You,
eat it?
you have to eat like 2 kilos of asbestos.
You survive lung cancer.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because both my grandpa and my great granddad died of lung cancer, and they
I'm
both
so
were heavy.
sorry.
No, they were both heavy smokers who worked with asbestos.
Okay,
So like it's
okay.
like, well, that's
Oh,
why.
gotcha.
Yeah.
So my dad knew about that. So he had to. I think you have to like call. There's like special removers these days who like come and like do that, and I guess because it's so airborne that like police showed up and like fucking cordoned off our like section of land
Yo, that's
or the
fucking
street
nuts.
while they
That's
removed it,
crazy.
which is crazy.
Damn.
Anyway, that was
Wait,
my
I have a
story.
question.
Yes.
Since Kudos, you're so smart with the wine
say
and the
that.
glass that you just taught us. Why is it that we have asbestos? Does it help?
It was
They just put it in
insulation.
the ceiling, be like, this is gonna.
Yeah, it used to be
But, like,
insulation.
why do we still have it? Why don't we just
We
get
don't.
rid of it?
Well, we
they
do
built
get rid of
entire
it.
buildings with it, like used it to insulate
Yeah.
entire buildings. So it's like, anything that wasn't privately owned was like mandated to be just like totally fucking. I mean, even privately owned stuff, I believe in most areas
Yeah.
in the U.S. But like any public owned anything or like utility service or like fucking hospitals and shit, had to be like torn down and or closed and like cordoned off if they had asbestos in them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
they
We
don't
just
have
didn't
it
know. It was
anymore.
just something that insulated heat really well.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was like really
I'm
cheap
smarter
and
now,
easy to
thank you.
mine and shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was,
super
do you reckon there was like some guys when they were like putting out those mandates to get rid of asbestos? It was like, you can come and take my asbestos over my dead body. He's like sitting on the front deck with a gun.
This is my goddamn asbestos-ridden house.
This is my
What is
14th
this world
Amendment.
coming to when a man can't make his house out of whatever material he desires?
Come and take my asbestos. Damn.
Boys, I gotta be honest,
Farted on
I'm
my
fucking
dick.
busting to piss again.
Toby fucking sucks.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Go piss.
I didn't have like any smoking crazy shit, but the first time I got drunk was with my friends that were like 16 and 17, and I think I was like just turned 14. I think they were like juniors or seniors, and I was definitely a freshman. And we were camping out in the woods just like behind their house, and we just got a bunch of alcohol and got fucked up and slept in tents instead of just going back to their house. And for some reason, I thought, like, I fully believed that like throwing up was the end goal of getting drunk, and like that was how you know you were epic. So
That's how you know you beat the game.
yeah, like I thought that was like the stage. Everybody, like, once you threw up, you stopped, and everyone was like, now that is fucking epic. That is a cool guy. And I thought
Everybody
that was just the goal
stands up
every
and
single
just-
time. Yeah, everyone
pick
has
up
to
your
hit
puke.
throw up.
Whoa.
You gotta eat it. It's your first time.
It's like giving birth. You eat the afterbirth.
tradition.
You gotta
Oh,
eat the puke.
You gotta eat the placenta. Just picks up your fucking chunks.
My McDonald's fucking McGangbang chunks. But no, but I didn't throw up, so like I didn't feel like I needed to throw up, and I barely got that drunk because I had like 3 or 4 beers, and I was like really insecure about it. So like when we all went to sleep in the tents, I made sure to like lean out of the tent multiple times during the night and like fake throw, like fully fake, like in that voicemail, just like just so like everyone thought I was throwing up, so that I would like I would end the night like an epic legend.
Right. Yeah. In the back of your mind, you were thinking, I hope they're listening right now.
Yeah,
They're all
everyone,
just, like, dead
everyone,
asleep.
yeah.
I hope nobody
one
thinks
person
to just
awake and
look
it-
at the spot and
He
notice
doesn't
there's
think
no
that I'm
throw
epic.
up.
He's just like, oh, would this fucking pussy shut up?
Yeah.
I need
or
to
no, he does
sleep.
think you're epic. He's like, oh, this sounds so
And then he has
fucking cool.
sex with me.
Sounds so hot.
I mean, no, there was no girls there. Andrew, you know what I was thinking recently?
What were you thinking recently?
About how women don't deserve rights.
That is not what I was
She
thinking.
farted on my dick.
James would say some shit like that.
Pull it up, Jamie.
Oh,
Pull it up,
Jamie.
Jeffrey.
I was thinking about how when you're a kid, you have very, very horny thoughts and memories and dreams that it's just like you didn't even know that they were
Formative
horny, but
years.
it's just like, god damn.
Your body's
horny
just
as
telling you
fuck
to
right
do
now.
stuff, but you're like, you've got these like weird urges, but you don't quite have the capacity to like
Yeah.
do anything with them.
Yeah.
And
like,
I
my
wasn't
willy
afraid
feels
to
nice,
embrace
but-
them because God wasn't gonna kill me. Andrew,
the thing about us is we're
what
boys.
about you?
I
We're beef
was.
boys.
Do you have a story to
welcome.
kick us off, James?
Yes.
Hit us.
So,
Tell us the tale.
does everybody know the movie Avatar? Not the one by
Blue hair sex?
James Cameron.
Blue. Yeah,
Blue
the
Hair
one by
Six or,
James Cameron,
or-
not the one by fucking
Shyamalan.
Nickelodeon.
Yeah,
Wait, are you
shame.
talking Last Airbender or like the blue
I forget- I would-
ponytail fuckers?
You guys know that? I'm gonna read. You guys know that movie Avatar? Not the one by M. Night Shyamalan, but the one with the blue people
Wait, did
by
you write
James
this down?
Cameron. No, I just couldn't remember M. Night Shyamalan for some reason.
Doplex, he can't read. He can't see.
Oh,
Thank
right,
you,
right.
Andrew.
You drank too
All
much
right.
moonshine.
Courtney,
blind.
put the blue people on screen. Blue people doo doo.
Make sure put
Already
up the
blue
little
group on screen.
put the little aliens from I'm a blue double D double die. Put
Yeah,
those
and,
guys
and
up.
put kudos in
Yeah,
singing.
I'm a blue
65,
double
the
D
Blue Man
double
Group,
die.
Smurfs.
And-
The guy from Big Fat Liar when he takes a shower with
Oh
the blue-
yeah,
movie.
that movie was
That's
so
such a
hyped
good
because I was
movie.
like, I
He
loved
swims in
Amanda
his-
Bynes.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
loved
Amanda
fucking
Bynes.
Frankie Muniz.
Yeah, Frankie
Yeah.
Muniz. Didn't Frankie Muniz get like disabled or something? Like he like hurt
Oh yeah,
himself
he's got
really
like
bad?
he's got real bad memory loss. He says he can't remember
Yeah.
like any of Malcolm
Yeah.
in the Middle. which
He
is like,
he
damn.
can't remember any of Malcolm in the Middle, but he's actually a race car driver now, which is crazy.
It's a
Such a weird like plot.
What the
twist
fuck?
in his
That's
life.
epic.
I believe the race
Yeah.
car driving is why he can't remember any of Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh right, yeah.
Sure,
yeah.
he's got an air-cooled brain and he can only remember stuff when he's going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, he
would
like
just
hits the
leave-
Fucking swallowing
215 mile an hour mark. He's like, I remember.
He's like, Brian!
He would just leave.
He
would
gets a
just,
flashback to being molested on set. He's like,
No,
no,
Jesus.
come
He
starts
on.
crying.
Bryan Cranston would never. let
He
it
slows
happen.
down a little
Wipes
bit and he's
out,
like,
they're like,
yeah.
oh, I wonder what could have caused that crash. That's a nasty one.
Big,
He like
big
walks
fat
out
li-
on fire. Just
Brian,
my
Big Fat Lie was one of those movies as a kid where it's like, finally I know two people in this movie. Because as a kid you don't really
Oh,
know
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you don't know fucking names of actors, but you know Frankie Muniz, you know
Right.
Amanda Bynes, so you're like, yes.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, and it was like the Expendables of like 12-year-old kids.
expendable.
Expendables, but for kids. It kind of was. That shit, I would watch that every fucking. That shit would be on Disney fucking Channel movies or whatever, like once a month, and
yeah.
I'd watch it every motherfucking time. That shit bangs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why when,
Anyway,
when you go to Universal Studios, like when you go on the tram, you remember that scene where he's like running, like they're just running through the Universal Studios backlot, and like
yeah,
it's so
it's
obvious.
definitely an
like
ad.
it's like, yeah, there's like the flash flood thing. It's funny whenever you go through there, they always just play that scene because it's like the only thing. It's like this
Oh,
is
sure.
the scene from Big Fat Liar.
Don't
Everybody
they
knows
jump
that
out like
movie.
a 50-story building onto like a huge fucking like
Yeah.
blow up?
Oh,
thing at the
yeah,
bottom?
they-
that was always
inflatable
so
blow-up
cool.
thing.
I wanted to be a
Yeah.
stuntman just from that as a kid until I
Yeah,
became a
and then Urkel
pussy.
shows up and he's all fucking cut.
Yeah. Oh, back to blue people.
Oh yeah.
double D double
Avatar.
die.
The Blue People James Cameron Avatar movie from 2009.
Uh-huh.
I watched
That was actually the elevator pitch. James Cameron went to Universal and he was like, James Cameron Avatar movie 2009, and they were like,
What do you
all right.
think?
Here's
the
$100 million.
Okay,
They were
but
like,
you have to go to the
"Okay."
bottom of the ocean.
I don't really
they were
know
like-
about this movie, James. And he went, hair sex. And they went,
No,
oh.
with the gun.
Yeah. No, the
Hair
pitch was like, have you
six.
seen Big Fat Liar? You know when the guy takes a shower and he turns blue?
What if that was a
movie about
planet?
that.
What if they were all like that?
And then the Universal
What if it's
executive was
just
like,
the
yo, that
same
was like the
character?
Expendables of kids movies.
Use the same comparison.
Now we're gonna make the Expendables of aliens. So blue people, blue people fuck with
Blue
their hair
people,
in the
yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I had a dream about a girl that was in my that was in my elementary school. I was also an elementary schooler, so
This is
fucking
yesterday.
you. No, it was like my first dream like that, I guess. And
Yeah.
we did that, except instead of like your hair opening up and like interlocking like a fucking USB-D port, it was like our
Yeah.
tongues. And then she transferred
Oh.
a little like nut through her tongue into my tongue down, and I felt it like go all the way down my
What
body.
kind of nut?
Like it? I just remember it being
Like a peanut or like
imagine, imagine like chewed up food in like a cartoon. Like that's what I remember it
James
being.
swapped with his classmate.
Yeah, James got nutted in.
It like transferred down
James
my
snowballing
tongue
with
and
his
then
classmate.
into my throat and then down into my stomach, and then I got pregnant and then I woke up.
Yo. And you still
That
might be.
awaken anything in you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
farted
nutted
on
in
my
my
dick.
mouth.
I love breast milk.
I don't know if I consider that a horny experience, rather than just like a random wet dream, a very vivid one, might I add, because you
Yeah.
still remember it. That's
It's quite
impressive.
unique.
Because it was just
Okay.
Just go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I just
Bitch,
wanted to
I was
ask, like,
talking, but go ahead.
no, it's fine. I'm gonna.
No,
just keep on
bitch,
going.
go ahead.
I will. I was just gonna ask.
Shut up, bitch.
I like never had wet dreams as a kid. I got
Yo,
close.
wait.
I
God
got
protected
close.
you. God was like the army man
Yeah.
with the covering the arrows from the kid.
Exactly.
Corny
kept
mate,
his
yeah,
sperm
with
on
arrows
his-
is
in his
cum.
back, and
But
it's
so-
just you laying in your bed, non
That's so interesting because I would have thought
So-
I would have thought
well,
your
here's
like
the thing, I
lack
got
of
to
nut
the-
would have made that happen more.
Yeah.
I got to the edge. I
Yeah,
got to like the
exactly.
edge of the cliff where I would just like bust a nut.
God
in
was
the dream.
edging you.
Pretty much. He gave
That's
me blue
hot.
balls every night. I would wake up and I'd be like, oh, and I would not know why the fuck my dick and balls hurt so bad. And I was like, God, I hope
God
that's
really
not what
does
sex is
give
like.
his strongest soldiers his toughest battles.
Yeah.
So I never
The
figured
funny-
out why. And then later on in life, I was like, oh, I was just getting blue balled in my sleep.
Blue Ball by Jesus.
coming
That's
in
the
reverse.
episode
Yeah.
title.
Hey, fucking Ronnie Radke.
Yeah, right. Coming in reverse.
Ronnie Kumke coming in reverse. Fucking maybe your Christian kid brain interpreted it as like, sex makes you hurt. Sexual feelings make you hurt. This
Yeah,
is
that was
wrong.
God trying
God was
to
right.
Yeah.
program that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Who's giving you
I
the
have
real
no
life
idea. That
lesson?
shit sucked, though.
I was.
Yeah.
It's funny when you like have
wish it
health
sucked.
class and stuff at that age because they make wet dreams sound like you're like pissing the bed where they're like you're gonna
Yeah.
ruin your
Yeah.
entire like all sheets and duvets and mattress, like your mum's gonna have to throw them out,
Yeah.
but like it's all good, she won't be mad, just go and tell her. And then you have it happen and you're like, oh, my underwear's ruined, I'll just change that. Like,
Yeah.
It's
but they
so
make it sound like
nasty,
it's gonna
though.
be like
soiled.
everything's saturated.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so fucking disgusting though. I hate it.
Yeah,
I
it
hate
is
wet
an
dreams.
unpleasant
I've
thing.
had like
I've
four
had,
Not
or five
ideal.
in my
Yeah.
life, and they're just.
I've had
like
one.
I wake up like
Really?
I don't know if people like calm themselves in the middle of sleep and then wake up to it dried, but every single time for me, I like wake up with my cock fucking spasming and flying all over the place and coming all over the place.
Like
You have a cigarette in your hand.
Do you sleep
like your
naked?
body just took over.
Yeah, like I don't even get to
cigarette
sleep
and a
through
glass
it.
of wine.
I have to
Do you
wake
sleep
up
naked
to it
or how do you
happening.
sleep?
Am I weird to say that it happens to me quite often? Or it
No.
has happened to me quite often?
Yeah, I've had it quite a bit too.
Okay. Like I still I mean I don't get them super often anymore, but like I probably had one like within the last year, maybe. Like as
think-
an adult.
That's not super
Yeah.
often. I think most people probably have like one a year or some shit.
Yeah.
Well, Andrew's had one his entire life apparently, so that's to
Right,
me that's
Yeah,
weird.
I've only had one, and it was like 2 years ago. 2 or 3.
Andrew needs to take some testosterone boosters or something. Just start
No,
coming every night.
Andrew's just got faith. He's got faith. And
He's
when
got
you have
faith.
faith, you don't you don't need to ejaculate.
Do you think anyone
like when
ever-
him and Courtney get intimate, she just reads the Bible to him until they fall
And I
asleep.
go,
I've always just seen it. I've always just seen it as like your body punishing you for not nutting while you're awake. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, if you're not going to
Yeah.
satisfy me, I will. Oh,
Yeah, I do have a horny. What are we calling this? What are we calling this?
horny children.
sexy children's
Yeah,
stories. I think James
I was gonna say the
was James'
same
suggestion.
exact same thing, James.
Yeah, James has been talking to us for weeks. He's like, I want to talk about sexy children. We've been like,
You're like, what does that mean?
You guys, I've been dying to talk about sexy.
I don't even think I brought this up in chat. I was just like, but we should save this for the podcast.
Yeah.
Someone else brought
you
it
haven't.
up.
Yeah. So when I was a kid, I had this friend named Edgar. Shout out Edgar.
You got a lot of Eds
but-
in your life.
that sounds
Ed
made up,
and
but okay.
Demir.
I Edgar is actually a pretty common name, believe it or not.
Really?
Anyway, so we were in
Edgar
elementary
Bees.
school, probably like maybe 3rd or 4th grade. But
In
like I remember
elementary school.
I'd always spend the night at his house, and he had a little sister who had like this Barbie dollhouse thing.
Oh, no.
And like a bunch of Barbies. So he'd be like, "Oh, dude, let's get these Barbies naked and look at them." So we'd we'd always have like a code where we'd be like, "Dude, let's play Playboy Mansion." And so basically what we'd do is we'd like set up his little sister's dollhouse, like when she'd go to sleep, we'd like steal it from her. And like we'd take her toy box and we just like we'd set them up and we just like have them like do fucking thribbing like scissoring. And she'd be like, "Why are all my Barbies naked?" Like,
Wait, is it tribbing?
I don't know what to tell you, bitch.
It's tripping.
Whatever it's called. Like when lesbians fucking make their vaginas.
Come on, man!
talk
You've watched
to one
all
another.
the Chris Chan documentary. She brings it up like 50 times.
Did you guys ever like beat off
Fibbage.
together or anything?
No, we never beat off together.
People beat
But
off
there was
together.
one
I don't
time.
know.
Who beats off together? Other
We're
than
an
dudes?
avid-
I've seen a lot of stuff of
goon
dudes
caves.
that like
Yeah, I've
You guys
never
were
done.
creating your own goon caves.
It's
mean,
weird. Well, it's received from my story. We like almost like never did that, but like did the precursor to that, kind of like what Doplex is describing, where it's like it would have
Right.
made sense for someone to whip their dick out. But I feel like me and my friends, if someone did that, we would have been like, "The fuck, put that back, slap,
God.
whack that pee."
Put that.
I just had
put
the
that back in your
worst memory.
pants.
I feel like Andrew has like the spiciest story just based on his.
I don't
His
think it's
you
that
Christian upgrade.
spicy, but
It's not
go.
spicy.
I wanna hear
Mine isn't that
kudos.
good either.
And we're back.
So I think I was like, I must have been 11 or 12. I was at that age where like you stop having like, 10
was
kids from your
22.
class around. Yeah, this was last year. And you start having like just your 3 best friends come and stay the night kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And you fuck.
I remember we like stayed up late in the lounge, like sleeping on the floor, and we were watching TV, and then like some shit it was like not Girls Gone Wild, but like after 11 on
hell
MTV
yeah.
and shit, like that kind of stuff starts coming on.
Backdoor Slut 7.
And usually, like, my mum had like an R18 like lock thing on, but for some reason
Yeah, me
one
too.
of these channels played something that like, actually maybe she gave me the code, like she was like, "Oh, if you want to buy a movie or something, like here's the code." It was something like that. I kind of don't remember, but either way, we got access to
Supportive
one of
mother.
those kind of things. And like it's funny because again, like it's not like we all fucking, it's not like we all sat around and like fucking doing the what's it called? The snake that eats itself. It's not like we were
Human
doing that to each
centipede.
other. Yeah, that'll do. It wasn't like we were human centipeding each other. And it wasn't like anyone was jerking off. We all just kind of sat there like in awe, kind of like, of this very like, again, it's like, it wasn't Girls Gone Wild. I can't remember what it was. It was some shitty not off-brand one, the off-brand Girls Gone Wild. So it's pretty much just boobies, and that was it.
Hell yeah.
But all of us
Girls
were like
Gone.
looking
A
at it
little
like,
silly.
oh.
You turn to your friend, you're like, "Are you seeing what I'm seeing?" And you like turn over and
Just
he's
a bunch
like,
of women in a grocery store.
Yeah. You look at, actually I have another story of that happening, but I remember the
"Let's go."
we watched that and we were like, this is crazy, and then we just turned the TV off and like went to sleep, and then the next day like
web
mum turned the TV on and it went on to it was like MTV or one of those channels, like it wasn't a porn channel, but it was like
Oh, okay.
a channel that has that sort of stuff
Gotcha.
after hours.
Yeah,
And she-
Comedy
I-
Central would do that.
Yeah, it might have even been Comedy
HBO,
Central. It was something like
or
that.
Cinemax would
Yeah.
turn into Cinemax at night. HBO,
But,
Showtime.
But she asked me, because I guess she must have like crossed. I don't know if she did this on purpose or it was just a coincidence. But she was like, "Oh, there was this adult show on last night, and like you left the channel on." And like she was like, "Did you guys watch this?" And I was like, "Nope, no, we were just watching Family Guy or something earlier in the night." And she was like, "Oh, okay." She totally bought it. So, Mum, if
I
you're
never
watching
fell
this, I'm
asleep.
sorry. We totally watched
We
porn.
watched Brian die.
Mother, I'm sorry, but I watch porn with my friends.
Mother, listen here. I watched. I was 12.
It's so blown out.
Dude, that
Blowing out
fucking
so bad. That's hilarious.
that's the most effective pop filter of all time, because that was ridiculous and you
What
took
the
it off. Someone's got to
The-
invest in
quick,
that
quick
company.
aside, the beating off one. When I was in Japan, I went on a school
Hell
trip to
yeah.
Japan, and we went to. I think I've told my story of beating off in Japan, But
Yeah.
when I was earlier in the trip with the school, we got put like two students were put into like a different homestay house. It was just for one night, I think. And I caught a stomach bug. The one that literally one night we were with this family, like the entire train ride to them, I was like, I don't feel
I
good.
caught a stomach bug.
And then I caught so we drove to their place. It was like 40 minutes the entire way. I'm like, oh, I get out of the car, immediately throw up in the gutter. And I was like, cool, this is a great way to like meet this family. And so I kind of like spent the night just in bed. They like went out to a restaurant. I think one of them stayed home to look after me. They gave me this weird Japanese drug. They were just like, eat this, but in Japanese. And I was like, I don't know what you're saying, but I will do it. I will eat this anyway. And I was like 100% fine the next day. I don't know what like weird, crazy medicine they gave me.
Epic.
Yeah, I went from being like puking my guts out, like diarrhea, awful stomach bug, to like just back to normal the next day.
fucking
I'm assuming
epic.
the one pill.
Miracle
So shout out to
Japanese
Japan.
drug.
It pretty
It's
much
the
was.
placenta of a 70-year-old woman.
Probably was, or like a 10-year-old child or something. But I woke up like I was delirious, like when you're in that like stomach bug, like I'm fucking sweating and I feel like throwing up, and you kind of like drift in and out of consciousness. And I woke
Sorry,
like I woke
they
up.
fed you an exterminator to kill the stomach bug.
You just described you. That's just the premise of Osmosis Jones.
Eat this little man. He'll go in and kill the
Eat this little pill man. He'll hang out with a cool
Rubber
white
mallet.
blood cell. The guy I was like rooming with was like this guy from my class who I fucking hated, if I'm being honest. And I woke up at like 3 a.m. and I was kind of delirious, so maybe this didn't happen, but I'm like 98% sure he was beating off in the room with me. Like I was up on the bed.
Hell yeah.
I was on the bed and he was on like a futon on the ground, and I definitely remember just waking up and just hearing like fabric violently moving.
How old were you?
We were both like 17, so he definitely should have known better.
Yeah, that's fucking weird, bro.
Oh.
He did that, yeah. Pull it up, Jamie.
Hold down
That's
the force, kid, Jamie.
that's like Joe Rogan Rule 34. He's like telling Jamie to pull his shirt up. He starts kissing his chest. So do you any of your other fellas have some
I
horny
think
stories?
Andrew needed to go, and then we're doing my Immortal.
Yes, okay. Andrew, tell us your stories.
Okay.
Why'd you make the fist
Oh,
sound?
pull it up,
you
Jamie.
went like, Courtney, make a character
pull it
out
up,
of his mouth
Courtney.
Before that.
I just remembered this. This must have been back when I was like 6 or 7, and my friends, me and my friends of multiple different families, we'd all end up together because different events. And we used to play. I don't even know what the fuck we called it. Princesses and Knights, pretty typical.
Pissing in each other's mouths.
Wiener
But-
put together.
Yeah.
In the Jesus on the cross.
Yeah,
Is
the
that
big
crucified Jesus.
the big difference
You make a little
was
crucifix with your penises.
we would always end the storyline was always the same pretty much, and I think we would divide into 2 different groups, and 2 people would try and rescue the princess from the other group, but whoever was
Capture the princess.
There would always be like a tying up element to it, and looking back on it, I was kind of like, that's a little odd to be doing as kids.
You guys would do these fucking perfect ropes like all around the body, but like it would look like they were mummified. They were like so tight and clean, but you would hang their dick and balls out over in between the ropes, and like they would just get nicely
Everyone would take
suspended.
turns slapping it like
No,
you
we
did.
would do this to the girls, like to the girlfriends of ours.
Oh,
Yeah, we were tying up the ladies.
Is it Andrew looking at it when he was 6, looking at 6-year-old girls tied up?
damn, girl.
Damn.
You can't talk about any of this stuff when you're a kid without coming off as super sus. When it's like,
Yeah.
no, I was that age too.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Every
I don't
way
want to
each
do
of us-
that now,
Yeah.
but like I was that age, and that was how I felt then.
Each of our
Yeah.
stories
For
being
every
introduced was
kid-
so sussy, Bucka.
Yeah.
Yeah, every kid's story that we've told here today, we were kids as well, so don't get any ideas.
Nope, like-
So it was me and a
like-
bunch of sexy
Don't get any
13-year-olds
ideas.
hanging
Giving-
out. I mean, wait, no. It
Giving
was,
that kind
oh
of
God.
disclaimer makes it sound like we weren't that.
Yeah, like when you. Yeah, like
I was a kid.
I swear to God, this wasn't last Tuesday.
Ugh.
I promise.
Hey, you know it was last Tuesday though.
What?
Joe.
The last My Immortal reading. Holy shit.
Yes.
Well, that was last Wednesday, but I know what you're saying.
It was Thursday for me. So I really was wrong.
Farting. I was just like, what the fuck? Is you farting? She said, nah, bitch, why you lying? Then I seen drops coming on her ass.
Last time on My Immortal.
My name is Ebony Darkness Dementia Ravenway, and I have long ebony black hair. That's how I got my name.
I saw you talking to Draco Malfoy yesterday.
Yes, so?
Do you like Draco?
No, I so fucking don't.
Yeah, right.
Ebony?
What?
Well, I tell you what, they were having sexual intercourse in the Forbidden
Oh,
Forest.
he's lying.
Suddenly, someone bumped into her.
Bastard.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's all right. What's your name?
Oh, my name's Harry Potter, although most people call me Vampire these days.
Then Draco came up behind them and told Ebony he had a surprise for her, so she went away with him.
We started Frenching passively, and we took off each other's clothes enthusiastically. And then he put his boy thingy in mine, and we had sex.
His boy's thingy.
All of a sudden, she saw a tattoo she had never seen before on Draco's arm. It was a black heart with an arrow through it. On it, in bloody gothic writing, were the words,
Rest in peace, Rest in peace, Brian.
Vampire Potter, you motherfucker!
Chapter 8. Author's note. Stop flassing, okay? If you do, then you're a prep. Everyone in the class stared at Ebony, and then Draco came in the room even though he was naked, and started begging her to take him back.
Ebony, it's not what you think.
Ebony's friend Bloody Mary Smith smiled at her understandingly.
Bloody with an apostrophe. Bloody.
Ebony's friend Bloody Mary Smith smiled at her understatedly. She flipped her long, waist-length gothic black hair and opened her crimson eyes like the blood that she was wearing contact lenses on. She had pale white skin that she was wearing white makeup on. Hermione was kidnapped when she was born. Her real parents are vampires, and one of them is a witch, but Voldemort killed her mother, and her father committed suicide because he was depressed about it.
He was really bummed out.
He was really fucking bummed out.
It was quite a pisser.
She still
It
has
was not epic.
She still has nightmares about it, and she is very haunted and depressed. It also turns out her real last name is Smith and not Granger. Author's note, since she is converted to Satanism, she is in Slytherin now, not Gryffindor.
Thanks for the clarification.
What is it that you desire, you ridiculous dimwit?
Snape demanded angrily. Ebony ignored him.
Vampire! I can't believe you cheated on me with Draco.
Everyone gasped.
I don't know why Ebony was so mad at me. I had we dealt with Vampire.
Author's note, he is bi and so is Ebony.
For a while, but then he broke my heart. He dumped me because he liked Brittany, a stupid preppy fucker. We were just good friends now. He had gone through horrible problems, and now he was gothic. But I'm not going out with Draco anymore.
Yeah, fucking right. Fuck off, you bastard.
Ebony ran out of the room and into the Forbidden Forest where she had lost her virility to Virility?
It's a Forbidden Forest theme song.
Ebony ran out of the room and into the Forbidden Forest where she had lost her
which
virility to
conveniently was
Draco,
right if you-
and then she started to burst into tears. Chapter
Not everybody
9.
knows about Hogwarts. Snape's potions classroom faces into the Forbidden Forest, so it's just a direct,
Right on the
it's a
edge.
direct
just
run
jumped out
out.
the window.
Yeah.
And also, that says she bust into tears. Just saying.
Oh, she
Oh, she busts into tears.
Bust into tears.
I'm about to bust.
Chapter 9. Author's note. Stop flaming, okay? I didn't read all the books. This is...
Hey, you're writing a fanfiction for something you haven't finished.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Hey, you don't have to read it all when you're making it up on the spot. This is from the movie, okay? So it's not her fault for Dumbledore swears. Beswids, I said he had a headache. And the reason Snap doesn't look Harry now is because he's Christian and the vampire's a Satanist. MCR rocks!
What'd she throw that
Thank
in
you,
there?
author.
Thank you, Arthur.
Right.
Ebony was so mad and sad. She couldn't believe Draco for cheating on her. She began to cry. She began to cry against the tree where she did it with Draco. Then, all of a sudden, an horrible man with red eyes and no nose and everything started flying towards her on a broomstick. He didn't have a nose, basically like Voldemort in the movie, and he was wearing all black, but it was obvious he wasn't gothic. It was Voldemort. She just said it was basically like Voldemort in the movie.
Right, picture Voldemort from the movie. Picture Voldemort, alright? Now what if that was Voldemort?
Nice guy.
But then Voldemort shouted, "Imperious!" and she couldn't run away.
Crookshanks! What is that?
Voldemort fell off his broom and started to scream. Ebony felt bad for him, even though she's a sadist, so she stopped.
She's not a very good
Stop
sadist.
feeling bad. Ebony, thou must kill Vampire Potter.
I don't want to.
I'm yelling in agony right now.
Oh, vampire's sexy. This is to myself. But vampire's sexy eyes and his gothic black hair and how his face looks just like Joe Madden.
John Madden.
Draco has said I didn't understand, so I thought, what if Draco went out with Vampire before I went out with him and they broke up? No, Voldemort.
Voldemort gave her a gun.
No, please.
Thou must. If thou does not, then I shall kill thy beloved Draco.
How did you know?
Voldemort got a "dude, you're so retarded" look on his face. Now that's acting.
I have telekinesis, and if you doth not kill Vampire, thou know what will happen to Draco.
Then he flew away angrily on his broomstick. Ebony was scared and mad and didn't know what to do. Suddenly, Draco came into the woods.
Draco.
Oh, right. Like,
Hi.
like walked into the woods. Hi.
He was wearing white foundation and messy eyeliner, kind of like a pentagram. Get it? Between Joel Madden and Gerard Way.
Ah, okay, I get it. I thought she meant that he's wearing messy eyeliner like a pentagram. I was like, how is that logically?
None of this is logic, kudos.
Draco, are you okay?
No.
I'm sorry I got all mad at you, but I thought you cheated on me.
That's okay.
Then they went back to Hogwarts together, making out.
You
guys gotta walk.
Let me transfer you my seed.
There was a couple I knew back in Wellington, and sometimes we'd like see them in town, and they'd be walking like in each other's arms like this, and I'm like I get holding hands, but that's difficult.
Yes,
that's
that's
hard
nasty.
to look like.
Man,
Okay,
Kissing
Andrew.
your ass.
Andrew is fucking quoting here.
Andrew's quoting it, and you can decide later if you want to bleep it.
This is from like 2011 or some shit. We have to retain the
You know what
integrity of the story.
I was thinking I really want to look into what this chick's doing now, because she's like 27. She's probably like a real estate agent now or some shit. I would love to know.
Or dead.
One of her
what
clients
she went
finds
on
this.
to.
Fangs for the deal on this house. She's like,
No! Stop it! Authors note, shut the fuck up!
you're a prep and a poser.
Preps, stop trying to bid on my properties.
Author's note: stop it, you gay fags. If you do not like my story, then fuck off. P.S. It turns out Bloody Mary isn't a muggle after all, and she and Vampire are evil. That's why they moved houses, okay?
E-day, Y-day.
I thought the sorting hat was infallible.
Oh my god, this fucking...
This is like a wall of text. This is the fucking.
Oh, man.
This is the Game of Thrones wall, but in text form.
Yeah, everybody buckle up.
Yeah, make the Mexicans pay for this next wall of text.
Yeah. Ebony was really scared about Voldemort all day. She was even upset, went to rehearsals with her gothic metal band Bloody Gothic Rose 666. She's the lead singer of it and also plays guitar. People say that they sound like a cross between GC, Slipknot, and MCR. The other people in the band are Bloody Mary, Vampire, Draco, Ron, although they call him Diablo.
They call Ron Diablo. What is he, a fucking cholo?
If you didn't know, Ron's actually Mexican in the original.
No, but it doesn't even matter that it doesn't even matter that he's a ginger because read the next line now.
He has black hair now with blue streaks in it.
They named him Diablo and changed his only fucking characteristic that would make him fucking demon-like. Who else is in the band?
And Hagrid. Only today, Draco and Vampire were depressed. A real twist there. So they weren't coming out, and Bloody Gothic Rose 666 wrote songs instead. They knew Draco was probably slitting his wrists.
Yo!
But
do these people just have like a routine that they have to uphold? Like, all right, be depressed, slit my wrists, drink my blood, write some songs.
So well.
Play in a band with Hagrid, with 40-year-old Hagrid.
and Diablo.
But this is written like a fucking blog post. Or if you like Google, what was emo? They just like fucking copy and paste it to Wikipedia. And it's just it's like also
drink it.
It's just hitting all the points.
He wouldn't die because he's a vampire too, and the only way you can kill a vampire is with a CROSS. And the vampire was probably watching a depressing movie like The Corpse Bride. Ebony put on a black leather skirt that showed off her shirt. I read that as skirt, and I was wondering how that showed off her boobs. Ebony put on a
Vampire was
black leather
watching a
shirt.
depressing movie like Big Fat Liar.
Vampire was probably watching a depressing movie like Shallow Hell.
Ebony put on a black leather shirt that showed off her boobs and tiny matching miniskirt that said "Simple Plan" on the butt. You might think she's a slut, but she's really not. They were singing a cover of Helena, and at the end of the song, Ebony suddenly busted into tears.
Busted?
I'm busting.
Ebony, are you okay?
What the fuck do you think?
Jesus Christ, goddamn.
Damn, bitch.
Well, Voldemort came, and the fucking bastard told me to fucking kill Harry. But I don't want to kill him because he's really nice, even if he did go out with Draco. But if I don't kill Harry, then Voldemort will fucking kill Draco. I bust into tears again.
Suddenly, Draco jumped out from behind a wall.
Why didn't you fucking tell me? My neighbors are gonna think we're having a fucking domestic.
Yeah.
How could you? You fucking poser muggle bitch!
You really sold that one.
Yo, he really went in on that one. Author's note. See, is that out of character?
Yes.
Ebony started to cry and cry. Draco started to cry, too all sensitive. Then he ran out crying. They practiced for one more.
He ran out of crying, like he lost.
Well, I'm all out.
Well, I'm done.
Well,
It's like James like completing by throwing up. I mean, getting
They practiced for one more hour, then suddenly Dumbledore walked in angrily. His eyes were all fiery, and Ebony knew this time it wasn't because he had a headache.
What have you done?
He started to cry wisely.
Crying wisely? What does that mean? Ebony, Draco has been found in his room. He committed suicide by slitting his wrists.
Bitch, you literally just said one fucking
You broke
page
the rules
ago
of the universe,
He can't
Ebony.
die. What
that he
happened?
couldn't die unless it was by a CROSS.
Son of a bitch.
He ran out of cry, and that was it.
Unless he cut his wrist with a CROSS, then that would make sense.
Oh,
There you go.
My God, man.
you might be onto something.
Chapter 11. Author's note. I said stop flaming up, preps. See if this chapter is shrupid. 111. It deals with really Swiss issues. See for yourself. It's just stupid. Brew fangs for my friend Raven for helping me.
What the fuck?
Me.
That is a direct quote, by the way.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is that wasn't even as direct as it, like, you still made that make sense if you just read it.
Yeah.
It's like a mixture of letters.
So, this line that I'm about to read is in response to Draco or Dumbledore saying that Draco is dead, and she decided to stop the chapter in the middle of the story. So just know that I'm responding to Dumbledore now.
She got banned from the mall.
Ebony was horrified. Bloody Mary tried to comfort her, but she told her to fuck off, and she ran to her room crying. Dumbledore chased after her shouting, but he had to stop when Ebony went into her room, because he would look like a perv that way. Anyway, Ebony started crying tears of blood, and then she slit both of her wrists.
Oh!
Ebony, did you learn nothing from your friend Draco? It's the dangerous
How
game
many
we're
wrists do
playing.
these people have?
Wait, is Ebony a vampire? She is, right?
Yes, she is.
Oh, she can't die unless it's by a CROSS, so we should be right.
We should be fine.
True.
They got all over her clothes, so she took them off and jumped into the bath angrily while she put on a Linkin Park song at full volume. She grabbed a steak.
Well, she put on a Linkin Park and Jay-Z song at full volume.
She spelled steak wrong. She grabbed a steak and almost stuck it into her heart.
C-E-A-K.
It's just like flopping. Like,
Why won't it work? She was so fucking depressed. She got out of the bathtub and put on a black low-cut dress with lace all over it sandally. She put on black high heels with pink metal stuff on the ends and 6 pairs of skull earrings. She couldn't fucking believe it. Then she looked out the window and screamed. Snap was spying on Ebony and he was taking a videotape of her. And Lupin was masticating to it. They were sitting on their broomsticks.
Ew, you fucking perv! Stop looking at me naked! Are you pedos or what?
Dude, masticating is when you chew food, isn't it?
I can't tell what's funnier, them filming her,
Just
her calling him Snap.
Snap.
Oh, and Lupin is, she spelled Lupin with L-O-O-P-I-N because she hasn't read the books. She was like, yeah, it's probably got 2 O's.
She screamed, putting on a black towel with a picture of Marilyn Mason on it. Suddenly,
Mason?
Describes her towel. Marilyn Mason.
Marilyn Mason jar.
Suddenly, Vampire ran in.
Abracadabra!
He yelled at
That's
Snape
not a
and
spell.
Lupin, pointing at his womb. Ebony took a gun and shot Snape and Lupin a gazillion times, and they both started
Hold on.
screaming, and the
Back
camera
up.
broke. Suddenly,
Pointing at his womb?
Dumbledore ran in.
Okay, what the fuck?
Her
I see what you
brain
mean now.
has
This
just
seems
turned
like a
to-
piss take.
Yeah.
It turns into like just water and leaks out of her ears. This is all just. This is nothing.
Suddenly, Dumbledore ran in.
Ebony, boy, I tell you what. It has been revealed that someone has. Boy, no.
He shouted, looking at Snape and Lupin, and then he waved his hand, and suddenly, Hagrid ran outside on his broom and said,
Everyone, we need to talk!
Fuck? What do you know, Hagrid? You're just a little Hogwarts student.
I may be a Hogwarts student,
Hagrid paused angrily.
but I'm also a Satanist.
He's not a student.
They just say key words. Like it's not. They're just saying things.
Yeah.
None of this is coherent.
Oh, this cannot be.
Blood dripped from Snap's hand where Dumbledore's wand had shot him.
Wasn't it Harry?
Dude, I don't fucking know.
I thought Ebony shot him with a gun.
Yeah, no, it's Dumbledore's wand. I thought he shot him in the womb.
Dude, I don't fucking know.
I can't believe all these libtards are so caught up on gun violence in Chicago, and none of them are bringing up gun violence in Hogwarts.
I know.
There must be other factors.
You don't have any!
Lupin held up the camera triumphantly.
Oh yeah, it's like elephant, but yeah, no, I can figure this word out.
The lens may be ruined, but the tape is still there.
Ebony felt faint,
How did you
more
get
than
to him
she normally do,
soft-spoken?
like how it feels when you do not drink enough blood. You know, that very relatable moment when you don't drink enough blood.
Why are you doing this?
And then Ebony heard the words that she had heard before, but not from him. She did not know whether to feel shocked and happy or to bite him and drink his blood, because she felt faint.
Because
Hagrid said, and he paused in the air dramatically, waving his wand in the air. Then swooped he in, singing to the tune of a gothic version of a song by 50 Cent.
So my Jay-Z joke before wasn't far off.
It wasn't.
Because you're gothic.
I don't know why I did Heath Ledger Joker
Yeah, I thought
there,
the
but
same.
That'll do.
let's
That'll
run
do.
with that. Yeah.
Let's keep going.
I'm trying not to laugh. Snarp. I couldn't do it. Snarp asked in a little afraid voice because he was afraid and it meant he was connected with Satan.
Because I love her.
Yelled Hagrid.
Chapter 12. Author's note. Stop freaking okay. What? Author's note. Stop freaking okay. Hagrid is a pedo too. A lot of people in American schools are like that. I wanted to address the issue. How do you not snap and Christian plus Hagrid isn't really in love with Ebony? That was Cedric, okay? Are you all, I hope you're all following closely at home.
Hagrid is a pedo.
So wait, hold on. I'm so confused by that one because she says like,
that
no,
one?
no, it's okay. Hagrid is a pedo as well. Like, does that just mean that's a normal thing at Hogwarts?
Yeah, Snape and Lupin are
I'm
pedos.
so confused.
She's saying
Okay,
that it's
sorry, Andrew,
cool. A
continue.
lot of people are pedos in American
And
schools.
she's trying to
she's trying
address
to address
the
the
issue.
issues.
She
Exactly.
also
Oh,
hasn't
okay.
she also hasn't
Well, good on her.
clarified why
It's good to
why
spread awareness.
Hagrid is suddenly a student when he's very clearly
I don't
the
fucking
groundskeeper
know.
in all of the
Yeah, I
movies
know.
and books.
Yeah.
Ebony was about to. God damn it, man!
What was she about to do, bro?
Take a wild guess at home. Ebony was about to slit her wrists again with the silver knife that Drago had given her
Imagine
in
you
case
tell
anything.
someone you love them. Imagine you tell someone you love them and they're
Drago.
just like, all right, I'm gonna slit my wrist. You fat bitch, I'm slitting my wrists. I'm over this.
With the silver knife that Drago had given her in case anything happened to
Drago.
him. He had told her to use it valiantly against an
I don't know.
Eniher? That's
Yo,
very close to
someone
a
cut
bad
that-
word.
Someone cut that out of
Very
context.
close.
But she knew that they must both go together. She began to slit her wrists.
No!
Ebony thought it was. Ebony thought it was Hagrid that yelled, but it was Vampire.
Hagrid, Hairgrid.
Ebony was in the school nurse's office now, recovering from her slit wrists. Snap and Lupin and Hagrid, they were going to St. Mango's after they recovered because they were pedophiles. And you can't have those fucking pervs teaching in school with lots of
What
hot
the
girls.
fuck? I thought this is normal in America.
Wait, they were going to get. Wait, they were getting recovered at
Yeah,
St.
they got
Mango's?
shot, so
for
they
their
no, they got shot, so now they're recovering in the
Oh.
infirmary. But then now they're gonna send them to an insane asylum because they're pedophiles.
Oh,
Yeah, called Saint
okay.
Mangoes, the very real saint.
Yes, he
Right.
discovered the mango.
Patron saint of pedophiles, Dumbledore had constipated the Kiddio camera they took of Ebony naked. She put up her middle finger at them. Anyway, Hagrid came into her hospital bed holding a bouquet of pink roses.
Enopy, I need to tell you something.
Fuck off! You know, I fucking hate the color pink anyway, and I don't like fucked up preps like you.
No, Enopy, these are not roses.
What are they, goths to you, proser prep?
I saved your life.
No, you didn't. You saved me from getting a Paris Hilton P video made from your shower scene and being viewed by Snap and Lupin.
But Lupin masturbated.
He masturbated. Author's note. See, is that spelled wrong?
Yes, actually.
It is.
Very severely.
So is wrong.
Apparently this is you finishing the fucking line.
Do it, not me.
Whatever!
Hagrid pointed his wand at the pink roses.
These aren't roses.
He suddenly looked at them with an evil look in his eye and muttered musically.
Well, if you wanted honesty, that's all you had to say.
That's not a spell, that's an MCR song.
I knew. I was just warming up my vocal cords.
Then he screamed.
Petulus moringo micromiceli romancio imo noto okayo.
I know at the end,
5 languages.
At the end it's saying, I'm not okay-o. if you look closely and you...
I'm not okay-o.
I'm not okay.
Come on.
And then the roses turned into a huge black flame floating in the middle of the air, and it was black. Now Ebony knew he wasn't a prep.
Okay, I believe you now. Where the fuck is Draco?
Hagrid rolled his eyes. Then Ebony looked into the balls of flame, but she could see nothing.
See, Enabi, to see what is in the flames, you must find yourself first. Okay?
I have found myself okay, you mean old man.
So I'm so sorry to everyone in Scotland.
Dumbledore looked shocked. He didn't have a headache, or else he would have said something back. Anyway, Ebony got better. She went upstairs and put on a black leather mini dress that was all ripped on the ends with lace on it. There was some corset stuff on the front. Then she put on black fishnets and black high-heeled boots with pictures of Billy Joel Armstrong on them. She put her hair all around her so she looked like Samara from The Ring. Author's note, if you don't know who she is, you're a prep, so fuck off. And then she put on blood red lipstick, black eyeliner, and black lip gloss.
You look kawaii, girl.
Thanks. You do too.
Brace yourselves. Ebony slit both of her wrists, feeling totally depressed, and she sucked all of the blood. She cried again in her bathroom and put the shades on so Snap and Lupin couldn't spy on me this time. She went to some classes. Vampire was in the hair of magic creatures. He looked all depressed because Draco had disappeared, and he had used to be in love with Draco. He was sucking off some blood from a Hufflepuff.
Oh my fucking god.
Hi.
Hi back.
They both looked at each other for some time. Harry had beautiful red gothic eyes, so much like Draco's. Then they jumped on each other and started screwing each other.
Yo!
Stop it now, you horny simpletons!
Shouted Professor McGoggle, who was watching us, and so was everyone else.
Vampire, you fucker! Literally.
She slapped him.
Stop trying to screw me. You know I love Draco.
Ebony ran away angrily. Just then, Harry Vampire started to scream.
She forgot his name's Vampire Potter.
OMFG, no! Me scar hurts!
And then his eyes rolled up. You could only see his red whites. Ebony ran up closer.
I thought you didn't have a scar anymore.
Oh yeah, I do, but Diabolo changed it into a pentagram for me, yeah? I always cover it up with foundation. Anyway, me scar hurt, and then I had a vision of what was happening to Draco. Voldemort has him bondage.
Special thanks to Raven, my Gothic's blood sister. What the fuck you're supposed to read this?
What the fuck?
What? Hey Raven, do you know where my sweater I? Chapter 13. Author's note. Raven, thanks for gelping me again. I'm sorry I took your poster of Gerard, but that guy is such a fucking sex bomb. Prep, stop flaming! Vampire and Ebony.
It's just a full like, I know Raven. Do you know where my sweater is? You're awesome. Sorry I stole your poster. It's a really nice. It's a really nice vision into her life.
Vampire and Ebony ran up the stairs looking for Dumbledore. They were so scared.
Dumbledore!
Then Dumbledore came there.
What is it you want now, despicable snobs?
Voldemort has
Draco!
He laughed in an evil voice.
No,
Don't! We need to say Draco!
No. I don't give a darn what Voldemort does to Draco. Not after how much he misbehaved in school. Especially with you, Ebony. Besides, I never liked him that much anyway, I'll tell you what.
Then he walked away. Vampire started crying.
My Draco!
Author's note. Don't you thick gay guys, you're like so hot.
It's okay.
Ebony tried to tell him, but that didn't stop him. He started to cry, tears of blood. Then he had a brainstorm.
Brain blast.
Yeah.
I had an idea.
What?
You'll see.
Then Vampire took out his wand and did a spell. Then, suddenly, they were in Voldemort's.
Oh fuck! I hit my green screen.
Okay. They were in Voldemort's lair. They ran in with their wands out just as they heard a croon voice say,
Allah Kedavra. Akbar.
It was Voldemort, chapter 14. Author's note. Fuck off, preps, okay? Raven, thanks for helping me again. I'm sorry I couldn't update, but I was depressed, and I had to go to the hospital because I slit my wrists. P.S. I'm not updating till you give me 10 God revoice. Warning, some of this chapter is extremely scray. Viola excretion advised. They ran to where They ran to where Voldemort was. It turned out that Voldemort wasn't there. Instead, the fat guy who killed Cedric was. Piece of shit. Draco was there crying tears of blood. Snaketail was torturing him. Vampire and Ebony ran in front of Snaketail. Who? Who is Snaketail?
It's supposed to be Wormtail. Fat guy.
Fat guy.
Oh my god.
Rid my sight, you despicable preps.
He shouted as they started shooting him with their gun. Then suddenly he looked at Ebony and he fell down with a lovey-dovey look in his eyes.
Ebony, love you, will you have sex with me? It's all one word.
Author's note. In this, he is 16 years old, so he's not a pedophile, okay?
Enobi, I love you. Will you have sex with me?
Enobi. Oh, this is, okay. What the fuck? Put the sound effect in, it's like, what? the fuck?
Wait. I have gloves on. God damn it.
Now do Christian, because that kind of fits.
You torture my boyfriend and then you expect me to fuck you? God, are you fucked up, you fucking bastard?
Then Ebony stabbed him in the heart. Blood poured out of it like a fountain.
What happened to the gun?
No.
Then he started screaming and running around. Then he fell down and died.
Okay, I'm dead now.
Ebony brushed into tears sadly.
Hey, Snaketail, what art thou doing?
Called Voldemort. Then he started coming. She literally means like walking towards them. Okay.
Yeah.
Then
Or
he
Kalos
started
knows
coming.
those.
They could hear his high heels clacking towards them. So they got on their broomsticks and flew to Hogwarts. They went to Ebony's room. Vampire went away. There, she started crying.
What's wrong, honey?
Asked Draco, taking off his clothes so he could screw. He had
Man's been back for 2 seconds and all he's got on his mind is some
like,
fucking
damn, babe,
poontang.
what's wrong?
Voldemort put me in bondage. What are you gonna do?
He had a sex pack, get it? Because he's so sexa, and a really huge you-know-what and everything.
It's like online I'd write for one of my videos.
It is. It's so unfair.
She yelled.
Why can't I just be ugly or plain like all the other girls? And Prep's here except for Bloody Mary because she's not ugly or anything.
Why would you want to be ugly? I don't like the preps anyway. They are such fucking sluts. He says to the girl who literally had sex with Harry Potter in a classroom 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Hey, don't tell him about that.
And him in the woods.
And in his room. And in her room. What a slut.
Same line.
Yeah, but everyone is in love with me. Like Snape and Lupin took a video of me naked. Hargarid says he's in love with me. Vampire likes me, and now even Snaketail is in love with me. I just want to be with you, okay, Draco? Why couldn't Satan have made me less beautiful? I'm good at too many things. Why can't I just be normal? It's a fucking curse.
Then she ran out of the room.
And that's where we're gonna leave it tonight.
Bro, Volchamorph literally almost had me pass out. Like, I started seeing stars because I, like, flattened my lungs too hard when I laughed.
Yeah, Voldemort got me pretty goddamn hard.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Fucking hell.
Our hair braid was pretty funny.
Kadabra!